My name is Vincent Odhiambo. I wear many hats. I am a I am a husband. I am a father. I am also a mentor to so many young people. I am a coach to budding professionals, and I'm also a leader. To say the way that I like to view myself as a leader, new generation leader, which basically means a leader who's more into providing space for other people to thrive and do their own change making. But today I want to talk to you as a brother to one of my siblings, the second born in a family of five, in a family of six. So I want to talk about my second follower called Hillary, who is bipolar for 4 years now, diagnosed. But my interest in matters mental health and even the stigma around it does not start with Hillary. It stems way back to 1984, coincidentally, a year after Hillary had been born. I remember this incident that remains very live in my memory because of the way it turned out. A stranger walked into our compound, talking to herself and singing. So what the stranger was singing, I was young, but I really remember the details. What the stranger was, I couldn't hear what the stranger was saying to herself, but I could hear what she was saying. She was saying, "Nobody can stop me. Nobody can stop me." My mom came out of the house in full force, ready to confront her because this was someone trespassing. But something happened. I cannot even explain what that was, but something happened, and the way my mom reacted confused me even more. She held the stranger by her hands, hugged her, and asked her to come with her into the house. So she walked her into the house, holding me on one side and the stranger on the other side. And all while, this stranger didn't stop, speaking to herself and saying, "No one can stop me, no one can stop me." When she finally settled, and my mom offered her tea and, started conversing, my mom started asking her questions. I was right there just listening. And so that experience, in that one experience, there was a lot of later on in life I came to reflect, and I saw so many things about the whole aspect about mental health. One, how our beliefs and values and maybe culture, whatever we draw our beliefs and values can hinder our ability to see things in their context. So whether mental health or anything, so beliefs and values have a critical role in enabling us or not enabling us to see something for what it is. And then also I think from the way my mom responded to this lady, it gave me a preview of what empathetic response should look like. Because when she came out and she thought this was a stranger, and for any parent, I mean, you'd be scared and you'd want to act in a certain way. But it only took her maybe just a couple of seconds to see her, and I think she just picked like something was not right, and the act of reaching out and holding her hand and hugging her and welcoming her into our house, that was really a hallmark for me on how to respond to strangers, but also what is the first touch point to care in any given situation, which is listening, right? So for me, that provided me then with a context, with a background. It's something that then was at the back of my mind, for so long until my brother, the situation with my brother came to be what it is. So with my brother, it was for probably 1 year before he was diagnosed, 1 to 2 years before he was diagnosed, we could tell there was just something uniquely different or emerging, about him. This is not the way he's always been, since he was young. But 2 years before he was diagnosed, we noticed there was something different. I mean, he would, in one moment, be super excited, like hysterically excited, and he'd be laughing, and then you'd notice he'll be talking to himself, but at the very beginning you want to brush it off. And I've had conversations with him also, just trying to understand at what point in time did he realize that something was happening to him, like he was acting different. That's something that he cannot put his fingers on, even him. But then we started noticing all this, right? But he became worse. I mean, he started having moments of hallucination. He started being, just the bouts of depression or withdrawal just became a lot. He would completely withdraw, not having any conversation. He would just be seated there quiet. And then at times, then he would just burst laughing, and so there were so many theories that came into mind around this. And so most of the time when I think about it, it really it disturbs me, like how many assumptions were developed around what was happening to him. There so many theories, around that. But my reaction when he was now diagnosed, and we were told, so this is it. I think it was one of distraught and also a relief. I was distraught because I thought immediately of the pain we would go through, having people probably look down upon him. But I also felt really bad, terribly bad, just recalling of the frustration for the 1 year or so that my mom had gone through, really trying to figure what was wrong with him. Tried all sort of things, praying in abundance, which was a good thing because that provided also a sense of mental stability and hope, right? But also kind of just thought about everything else that I needed to worry about in relation to him. So that was just my reaction. But I tapped into that memory of what I had seen, in my childhood, and then also my not so deep knowledge about mental health, and which again I started reading extensively around, bipolar, and then also I decided just like this was going to be time for me to focus on understanding him as a person, what his struggles were, what his challenges in relation to this, and offering ultimate support. Seeing him move from that point of confusion and a lot of hesitation, anxiety, not knowing how to self-manage, with the condition having been diagnosed, to a point where he manages himself functionally really well and manages other people around him, and also being able to kind of run, take lead of different tasks that we're doing as a family. I think I would not be. So for me, I'm really, really proud of him, and credit to him. This has been because of his. I would say, he's strong. He's a strong man. So his mental abilities. I think also just the fact that he's also a Christian, a strong, devout Christian. I think that really powers him a lot because he has that big sense of faith that things will be okay. Not okay in the sense of thinking about his condition, but he can do stuff. So that has really been incredible. And of course, just being there, for him. And when I say being there for him and supporting him that way, or even the family supporting him, it's really, for me, it's a two-way support. I wouldn't be more proud of him, than now, because he has really enabled me to understand his life, his thinking, in a way that probably I wouldn't have done if it were not for this. But also just seeing me as his confidant, someone that he can count on. I think for me that has really, really been amazing. So 2 days ago it was my birthday, and out of my siblings, he's the only one who sent me, a gift. That is just something that blew my mind, it was a plane, and I was asking him, so why a plane? And the good thing is that he actually sent to everyone in the family, my 2 boys and my wife and mine as well. So he sent me a plane, and I asked him, why a plane? And he told me because of this lockdown. I know you travel a lot, so just making sure that you're not suffering any what is the word nostalgia. You don't become nostalgic about it. So for me, that is really powerful. That is just where we have to find comfort, in knowing that despite the fact that someone has, whichever mental illness, it doesn't necessarily rule them out from being functional, right? And also understanding that it's just not one-way support, or it's not one-way dependence in that way. Yes, we have to be very intentional in providing that kind of support and care, and also just helping bring down the whole stigma around it, but also just allowing them the space to thrive. I think that's really important. And like I said, so to his credit, to his strong spirit, mental abilities, and of course the support that he's getting from family, but also I think the medical support, the medical angle also has really been immensely, helpful. But this is it's an ongoing thing. It's always about managing and finding best ways to manage, and for getting the right medication, getting the right support from the medical side, and that has been forthcoming. And so for me also, just sharing with him stories of other people who are the same condition. So I went into a lot of kind of just researching what other people have the same condition, and just for him to not to feel alone, and to see like there are other people, and most of them apparently are inclined towards arts and stuff like that. And he's also a creative. He's always been trying out into creative arts a lot, and he does that even now. So either putting together a poem and acting, does a lot of drama. So for me, I would say that has really been helpful. And then also just having him share his story as well, and also allowing me to share his story. So what we see is that at the end of the day, at some point, his story and other similar stories will contribute in a great way in kind of occasioning a paradigm shift on how, on our culture, on our systems, on our institutions, and how we treat and care for people with mental health, mental illness broadly. No one comes into this world prepared for anything, but the experiences, prepares us for things, for moments we would never have had any intention to experience. Like for us, we also, like a very prayerful family, would have asked God for a different kind of experience for him, for my brother Hilary. But this is the experience that he has, and it's an amazing experience as well. Totally different from, of course, what we would have expected. But the thing is when it comes to adjusting to what is happening, I think we have to be very intentional in the way we respond to it, and we have to respond to it in a very empathetic way. You have to be your brother's keeper. That is just something that it should not be. It's a no-brainer, but sometimes, because of so many things that we tend to create a lot of excuses why this won't work, why this, it's tough, because it's tough. It's not something that you've been prepared for. But I would put a lot of premium in being that support base. The foundational support is in being there, is in being present, and it is in listening. I think when you do those two, then we are definitely setting them to succeed in that new